So let's take a look at the networks and systems design concept area. You'll note that it's broken down into two sub-concept areas, hardware and software and networks of the internet, and there are five standards within this area. So a little bit smaller area compared to the ones that we've looked at so far, but it does have some really interesting information that we want to make sure our students are comfortable with. So let's scroll down now to page 29 of that New York State Computer Science and Digital Fluency Standards PDF, where we're taking a look at the standards. Again, we're only going to focus on grades 7 and 8, but you may want to look below and above to see where the students are coming up from and where they need to go. The first sub-concept area is hardware and software, and here we're talking about design and interface for computing technology that considers usability, accessibility, and desirability. Here, the emphasis is not on designing, but is on designing, but not necessarily creating a user interface. Designs could include things like written descriptions, drawings, or even 3D prototypes. I've seen innovation boards in 7th and 8th grade where students get to draw and think about what they would design if they could design anything, and to start to think about that design process and the prototypes that they would need to put in place. For Networks and Systems Design Standard 2, here they are going to design that project that combines hardware and software components. The focus is on designing, but not necessarily creating a system that involves collecting and exchanging data, including input, output, storage, and processing. So think of your flow charts as a way to kind of start to think about what these could look like in your classroom. The final one in hardware and software is thinking about identifying and fixing problems with computing devices and their components using systematic troubleshooting method or guide. The focus is on identifying the source of a problem by using a structured process such as a checklist or flowchart to systematically try solutions that may fix that problem. So if you have student help desks or student helpers that are your first go-tos within the classroom, as long as you rotate that through every student, you can really hit the standard effectively. Going down to networks and the internet, the first standard within this sub-concept area says to design a protocol for transmitting data through multi-point network. The focus here is on understanding how protocols enable communication and what additional data is necessary for transmission. Knowledge of the details of how specific protocols work is not expected. So really, you're not expected to understand how or all the little fine parts within a computer, but you should have some general understanding on how data does transfer. And then finally, you're going to summarize how remote data is stored and accessed in the network. The focus is on explaining where data associated with different apps, devices, and embedded systems is stored and how data is synchronized and how it's connected. So really, we're just taking a look at what we do with our data, how is it organized, where is it, and how does it connect to get us from point A to point